What's going on, my crew? This is Jay, and welcome to another episode of Building on Mithrintia. So, as you guys can see, been doing a lot of work off camera on this beautiful plot that we have. And since last time, for those of you that did not watch, I have put up some hills and done a lot of terraforming. And this is a little blocky, I'm just noticing right now, so I'm going to have to really get that out. But one of my biggest terraforming pieces right now is this right here, which is sort of like a mountainside type thing, but more of a hill. So before I was saying, okay, well, I really want to build a mountain piece all around this spot, and I was not really motivated to achieve that. Let's put it that way. I'm curious. No, it doesn't look like this guy has been working on his build at all. It's kind of sad. Maybe he has. I haven't seen that before. Anyways. So yeah. I think what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to add some hills and stuff and then just wrap around a couple hills in the back of here. But as you guys can see, it looks really good actually. And I've got this river that flows, and we're going to wrap another hill around this as well. Just a bunch of hills and stuff, and keep this town sort of in the middle of it, in this hilly area. One of the things I don't know what I'm going to do with yet is down here. I don't know what I'm going to do with the stuff right here. But either way, I really like the town center, and I was thinking yesterday about this, and I was like, oh, this looks really great, and then it hit me how much we have to do. We have to do this side piece, which isn't a problem, but it's going to be these back pieces, and then this sort of corner piece that I'm going to start to go, oh man, what have I gotten myself into? But nevertheless, should be fun. Today, I'd like to get to work on a few things. I'm going to show you guys how I make some of these hills, since I'm getting much better at it. And basically, a hill is a lot harder than a tree when you're making a smaller one. A larger one is actually easier, believe it or not. But one of these hills, basically what I do is I fill in things, and then I go back around, and I sort of highlight areas that I want to be raised up. So, and it doesn't have to be always, like you see with this hill. This hill is kind of predictable. You go up just by one. This hill here is a lot less predictable. There's a lot more flow with it, you know. Partly because this is a bigger incline than this, but also because I thought, you know, I want to give it something different. So what I'm going to do with this is going to be sort of a two-part hill. And I don't really do anything too massively interesting as far as lining the hill, just because this is going to be the part that is sort of more or less random, and filling it in is going to be the part that's a lot harder because you need to look back, shape it, look back, shape it. One of the good things with this texture pack is it blends in very well with everything. So this grassy piece and all this stuff, it blends in a lot better with each other than, in my opinion at least, than the other grass. Just with how green it is and how, at least in this, but I guess it's more of a biome thing, because if this was a different biome and I was sort of moving into another biome, it would be a lot different, I think, probably. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring out this a little bit here. That way we don't have too much of an empty space in the middle there. And one thing I want to do with this particular hill that's going to be different than the others is I want to add a little bit of a lake water thing. I think do I have one over here? No, I don't. Good. I have one on that. Okay. And the lake is just going to allow us to have a different texture and color and stuff like that in it. And we're just going to put the lake right here probably. And more pond, I should say. And we're just going to let the pond sort of leak out into there. So, actually, probably the way we'll do it is we'll keep it above ground somewhat. Something like this. Yeah, there we go. That's a little more logical. I've always talked about before how there is always, should always be a balance between logic and practicality and beauty. And you always want to kind of meet them in the middle. And that's going to drain out into there. Just kind of want to let it erode. Look like it's sort of eroding there. Sort of eroded this part off as well. And just like that. I'm going to let this go as well. There we go. Just something extra that we can add in, you know, nothing too big. And then what we'll do is we will wrap this around to kind of make it look like this once was, at one time, a bigger hill. And then slowly eroded away as time progressed. And then we'll just fill in this a little bit like that. And add a little bit of a hill here. There we go. And as you can see, as we go up, we're kind of separating things out a little more than we usually do. And that's just because we want there to be sort of ebbs and flows in the hill. If you have one big giant hill, it's less impressive than a bunch of big giant hills, if you will. Because we could sort of make this all one big piece eventually. But it'd be sort of meh. Not really that interesting. Whereas when we do something like this, it stays interesting. Now, this is all fine and dandy. Looks great. We could keep it like this. But the real ticket here that you should always do, and this really pretties up the build, is these grass and flowers and all this stuff. And this I do keep random, just because I think it's better that way. Now, one thing I was thinking about doing, and some people may agree, some people may disagree, I was thinking about adding gravel near the water. And on this server, I have to replace all these because they don't stay. I was thinking about adding gravel, and then I was like, I don't know, because I have a river near my house, and there is sand near it, but it's mostly dirt looking. Now I could place dirt. That's another possibility, but I was thinking, you know what? I think it's better if I just kept it the same as it was. Okay. Now, Optifine is what's giving me these extra flowers. We're not running the snapshot on this server, in case you're wondering. This is just a Optifine trick. Okay. Now, this also looks good. I like it a lot. We need to add a little bit more oomph right over here. But what's really going to set it off is a tree. And we're going to put a tree right there on that side. And as you guys can see, I've gone ham bone on these beautiful little trees. Lots of roots kind of crawling out, spiraling everywhere. But now we have another mountain that looks really great. And the other thing I wanted to try out, oops, keep touching my mic, is, well, where is it? I'm looking for reeds. Let's do a search. Reed. Oh, wait. Sugar cane. Here we go. What's under materials? I haven't put any of these up. And these are really nice to place up because you can really add some depth to your build. And I haven't thought about this until today. So I'm going to be using a lot of these, I think, possibly, just to add a little more depth to the build than is already there. And I think you can put them up as high as you want. So it's... One second, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Why did I press F1? Weird. Anyways. So yeah, that does add a little bit more depth to your water areas. But I just want to come back here and take a look at from where we were before to now. And then once we add another tree on that side, oh, this place is going to look spruced up. This bridge is going to be a lot nicer when I'm finished. Going to be a lot prettier bridge. I'm also going to add some flowers and stuff, like I said, around this border, some hills around the border of this water, and we'll make it beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're almost, believe it or not, we, as far as I'm concerned, are about halfway through this build, and it's looking incredible. And I think I'm pretty solid on the T1 thing. You know, I've been looking at this build, looking at other people's T1 builds, and I think I've gotten a little over the top, which doesn't mean I'll get T2. Okay, you need to reach T1 before you reach T2, but definitely I think I will achieve T1 and hopefully sort of make these people think, okay, this guy is a good builder. Either way, you guys know I'm a decent builder, and I love what I've done here, and I can't wait to keep on going. So, until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and until next time, happy mining and crafting.